You're watching Pyro Media Network. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience with us is fruitful. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. And we do hope you consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
It'll probably help if I put us on screen, right? I was so busy jamming. What is up, Mavericks? What is going on? I was busy just bouncing to the jive. What is going on, yo? What is going on with another episode of the Unusual Mavericks? I'm your host, Kwame, joined by the bearded one, the melanicious, just Dominic. What is going on, sir?
How you doing, Kwame? How are you doing, everybody? Welcome back to the Unusual Mavericks. We got a lot to talk about. You know, we've been talking about this kind of before we came on. Almost came on late because we were really super excited about this show.
Yes. What is going on, Keats? How you doing, King? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Listen, y'all, do me a quick favor while you guys are getting all settled and adjusting your crowns and capes and all of those things. Go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe. It does help the algorithm, and it lets people know that they can join and become a Maverick and or Pyromaniac. So go ahead and do that. Also, remember that we are here to help you out. So make sure you guys are letting all of blerds know that that's right, blerds, black nerds up in the YouTube streets. What's going on? Also on Twitch. Shout out to everybody on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook who are watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate you as well. Make sure you guys also text Blaze, BLAZE, to 833-793-2423. That's 833-793-2423, and you'll find out when we go live or upload new material and new content, as well as shout out to the pilots over there on Bullet in Flight Radio. We appreciate you and all that you guys do and your support. Thank you for listening and jamming out and nerding with us and obliging us on being nerds. We appreciate it. Yes. All right. How you been, Dominic? How you been? How's your week been? How you doing? You look refreshed.
I have. Well, thank you very much. I have been doing absolutely fantastic. I had the opportunity to check out X-Men 97 yesterday, the latest episode. Mm-hmm. And, I am just in the best mood ever.
Yes. It is a great. We're gonna do a quick review if we can towards the end, depending on time. But if not, make sure you guys check out the Unusual Mavericks podcast, which will be launching. I can officially say launching on May 7th. Yes, we'll have the entire lineup of all of X-Men 97 reviews, as well as deep dives into some other amazing DC and Marvel shows that we watched, and any type of show, not just DC and Marvel, but anything that tickles our fancy when it comes to the nerd world. So definitely check it out. Episode 6. Yes, Professor. What's going on, Cupcake? Thanks for joining. We appreciate you, Queen. Shout out to our mods, our gladiators for coming on through. Yes.
Okay, good.
Cupcake is also watching X-Men 97. Listen, X-Men 97 might save what do you call it? Might save Marvel in my personal opinion, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But it's time.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely talk about some stuff.
Listen,
Mhm.
we're gonna definitely talk about that. And also we're gonna be talking about hold on, let me make sure my notes are up here. Are these the right notes? No, these are the notes for the other thing there. Oh, there you go. All right. So okay, good. I have it over here, nice and ready to go. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into the favorite time of the day, y'all. The Maverick Alert. Woo! It's the Maverick Alert, and what, boy, do we have some things to talk about. Y'all. Y'all know it's gonna be good when my New York accent comes out. All right. So first and foremost, let's talk about Jonathan Majors, y'all. You guys know that Jonathan Majors has been bringing a lot of controversy to the Marvel world, to the nerd world. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about him. So fans are demanding, not asking, demanding that Jonathan Majors return to the MCU as King the Conqueror following sentencing. After the release of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the superhero media world was shocked by allegations against Jonathan Majors, known for his roles as Victor Timely in Loki season 1 and as Kang the Conqueror in Quantumania. The next big villain for the MCU's Majors career took a hit after he was arrested in March 2023 for allegedly, and we say allegedly, assaulting a woman he knew. We know who it is.
We saw him running down the street. We saw him running down the street away
from her. Okay. And it was rumored to be his girlfriend. He lost several projects. His manager and PR team resigned, and commercials featuring him were removed. Recently, Judge Michael Gaffey sentenced him to conditional discharge. Given the mutual agreement that jail time wasn't warranted for the charges, as a first-time offender with no prior record, Majors must complete a 52-week in-person batterers intervention program in Los Angeles. Despite this, Majors fans continue to support him, believing he was found guilty on weak evidence, largely blaming the alleged victim, Grace Jabari, instead. Yes, even Cupcake is saying innocent.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts on this? I think that he should be King the Conqueror. I think he is a phenomenal actor. Like I've said before, I'm a huge fan of a charge wasn't warranted. I mean, listen, Cupcake, we can talk about it.
I totally agree. I think that, listen, Robert Downey Jr. was no angel. People forgot that he went to prison.
Listen,
okay?
Talk about it.
People forgot that Robert Downey Jr. did crime for crimes that he committed.
Plural. Crimes.
So we quickly forgave him when he became Tony Stark.
But you know why we forgave him? You know exactly why we forgave him.
Well, it's too much. I'm glad the fans are speaking up.
He looks very different from Jonathan Majors.
Well, you know what? Jonathan does have support from people of all different backgrounds, which I'm very happy to hear and to know. Prison. He sure did, and became a wife.
Jail, prison. Okay. Allegedly. Crimes, plural.
So,
yeah. So I'm
yeah.
for it.
I am too.
But I don't know how much pressure the fans can put on Marvel right now. I mean, this is a great time for them to put pressure on Marvel because right now Marvel's on thin ice with a lot of the fans, and X-Men 97 is really the only thing that I have not been this invested in a show since WandaVision. In a Marvel show.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Yeah. And even prior to WandaVision, that's when we saw a lot of the different shows that were out there. What was the Shield and all of those other shows that that were connected, but apparently they're not canon anymore, whatever. But that was connected to the first and second phase. So we had all those shows, but this is the first time that I've in a long time that I've been excited to see not only a Marvel show, or Marvel series rather, but also a Marvel animated series. Because the Groot series was okay, this is more for like, I can see this more for kids.
It was absolutely for children.
Mhm.
And let's not talk about the other Marvel series, and the Inhumans,
Oh
and
God,
what was the one with the Runaways?
I
That
actually
was they
like.
were. I didn't like either one.
I liked the Gifted better than the Runaways. The Gifted
Didn't
was
like that either.
I
Hated it.
enjoyed that one. I was like, okay, this is the direction they should go in. We saw Magneto's daughter. We saw there was a lot more into. They could have went a little further with it, but again, that's what happens.
They didn't have
that. And
rights.
even
Right.
with Cloak and Dagger, like Cloak and Dagger had great potential, and it
Didn't like
dragged
it.
on. It was starting to be like
Correct.
this little, mini series and drama. But anyway, let's get back to Jonathan Majors. We'll go off on a
Bring
tangent.
him back.
Bring him back. Bring him back. We want him back. Yeah, I would love to see him back. But I would love to make sure that he gets a bigger check because he's been disrespected. We're gonna leave that alone.
Agreed.
But let's move on.
Agreed.
Next up, we have fans are noticing. The fans have been really active lately, but fans are noticing a striking resemblance between Henry Cavill and David Cornsweet. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Sweat, yes.
Yeah, Cornsweet, yes. When James Gunn and Peter Safron assumed control of the DCEU, now known as the DCU, it was surprising that nearly all actors playing major superheroes were released and their projects were scrapped. Henry Cavill exited The Witcher season due to his commitment to the upcoming Man of Steel sequel, only to discover the film's cancellation, which was BS. See him on top. You know what, Keats? I'm asked. I can't even say what she said just for because it's gonna be right. You need to come to Pyro Cocktail Hour tonight, Keats. Anyway, you can go to patreon.com/pyromedia for all of our exclusive content. You must be 18 and over. Thank you. Shameless plug. Let's move on. Which I found. Listen. We talked about it. I think Dominic and I kind of clashed on this one. But I did not like when James Gunn and Peter Safran came in. He was it seemed like Henry Cavill was promised to do a movie, and then all of a sudden it was canceled after he was leaving The Witcher. But that's here nor there. Go ahead, bro.
Finish reading the story before you have your opinion, because there's going to be a clarification.
Oh, okay. Later, it was clarified that he departed The Witcher production due to disagreements with the writers over the source material. Yes, I know about that. But Cavill's fans understandably expressed frustration over the news that their beloved Man of Steel wouldn't be returning. Many regarded Cavill as one of the few successes of the DCEU. However, Gunn sought a younger actor for the upcoming Superman movie, necessitating a recast to align with the film's focus on a younger version of the character. Additionally, having Cavill appear in two different origin movies would be confusing. I agreed with that. While David Cornsweet's David, the boy, casting initially received mostly positive feedback, some negative comments surfaced on social media. Recently, Cavill's fans have noticed a peculiar similarity between him and Cornsweet. There's a theory circulating that Cornsweet might be Cavill's doppelganger due to their striking resemblance, although not in a literal or scientific sense. It all began when Cornsweet was shooting a commercial in Mexico, and many locals confused him for Henry Cavill. Shooting Henry Cavill's name at the actor, hoping to get a picture. Even the paparazzi mistook Cornsweet for Cavill. Regardless, it's an amusing theory circulating on social media, and some DCEU fans have humorously used it to critique Gunn's decision to cast a comic accurate Superman. Do you notice the similarities? I do, but I think that Henry Cavill's a little buffer than David Cornsweet, but I could see the resemblance.
Absolutely. I said that since they made the announcement.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they look like Big Brother, Little Brother.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. But Henry, if you need to have I think Henry needs to have a conversation with me in my office for sure.
But see, we haven't seen Cornsweet really. We've only seen different types of like makeup or mock-ups of what he's going to look like. So we don't know what he's going to look like as Superman.
Yeah, and he's still
I'm
working out and prepping.
No, they're filming.
Oh, they're still filming. They're in the process of filming. That's right. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Dominic, Cupcake says.
Oh, I love you, Cupcake.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right.
We'll see how it is. I honestly, at this point, I've kind of given up. I think what this is, honestly, in my personal opinion, this is a way for the Snyder fans, the Snyderverse fans, to kind of jab at James Gunn. I think they're still angry. I think they're still frustrated about the Snyderverse no longer. There's not the flame of Snyderverse is out. Like, we're not going to get the Snyderverse. And so I think people need to just kind of get over it at this point. I was a Snyderverse fan. I get it. But we're not going to get the Henry Cavill version of Superman ever again. I'm
not sure if that's true or not. But I do think that that they really, really do favor. And if Gunn moves like he said he wants to move to a live action version of Crisis on Infinite Earth, it is very possible that all of the old people will return.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody but Ezra Miller, let him be lost wherever he is.
I don't
just
really
keep Ezra.
Keep their ass somewhere else. Excuse my language. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Next up, this is what I really wanted to talk about. Beau DeMaio. Okay. So for those who don't know, Beau DeMaio unexpectedly got let go over a month ago, just days before the premiere of X-Men 97. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, or actually last month, when it happened that week. We were really frustrated about it. We were really, because he is the writer for X-Men 97, for both seasons 1 and the future season 2 episodes. Yeah. So
and directed most of the episodes for season 1.
Correct. And so it was just really frustrating to see that. But the exact reason for, we should have called this episode fans only, because it's all about the fans right now, because the exact reason for his dismissal remains unclear. Speculation suggests it may be due to his reputation as a challenging collaborator, or possibly linked to his OnlyFans account, which I think is kind of crap. We talked about this on Pyro Power Hour. Do you think that your OnlyFans should be a reason, or if you have a link to an OnlyFans, whatever it may be, should that be a reason for your corporate entity or corporate employer to let you go, or whatever?
Should it be weaponized against you? Yeah.
Yeah. The situation becomes even more surprising considering DeMaio's significant contribution to the future of the X-Men franchise. Despite his departure, the show was renewed for its second season prior to the premiere of the first. And with the third season currently in development, no one dared to address the controversy surrounding his firing until episode 5 of X-Men 97 aired. The episode was a jolting and deeply emotional revelation. Beau explained his intentions behind it, clarifying that the initial episodes were nostalgic nods to the original series, aiming to catch the audience off guard with episode 5. And boy, did you. Okay, so by shifting the tone dramatically, his goal was to illustrate that nothing is truly secure, and everything can be taken away in an instant. The response to the episode was overwhelmingly positive, with the hashtag still trending on X 24 hours later, and a surprising twist, fans are now rallying for DeMaio to be reinstated as a writer for Marvel Studios. So what are your thoughts on this?
I agree. I don't see what the issue is. I don't really care if he's modeling or whatever he's doing outside of the office. He is an extremely talented content creator. And he is the only one making money right now for Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
So why would you cut off your nose to spite your face?
Right. Exactly. Keith said, what's his OF? I don't know. But I will be sure to get back to you on that, because I'm going to search myself for journalistic purposes. Cupcake says, I would like Marvel to bring my eye candy back, please, and thanks. Amen. She's talking about what's his name?
David Bautista.
Thank you. Yeah, him. Okay, girl. But yeah, he really is a I just think that he did a phenomenal job on the storytelling of this show. I think it's even better the original animated series at the point,
Absolutely.
because it's more it's shifting, it's intricate, it's just a really dope show. So and he really gave Storm, I think he did her well. I do. I think I still want more, but I whatever.
More Storm.
But, more Bishop. More of that. But I think at the end of the day, I think Beau should be really, really proud of himself. And I hope that Marvel looks at what they, we don't have, if we can just put egos to the side and actually work together to get this to bring him back, I think that would be really, really dope. Because I don't think that's. I mean, it's now, a great.
If his
show.
ego was out of control, then maybe this will be a time. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because the article said that it could have been one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was an ego thing and he was difficult to work with, hopefully this will be time for reflection.
Yeah.
And everybody realized that a paycheck is needed.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. But that's gonna but I was talking more of the ego from the studio, but it could be him too. We don't know.
Right? So I just want to say, well, on the other hand, it could be this, and I don't want to rule it out if that's the case.
All right. Well, next up we have we'll keep you guys posted on that. Next up we're gonna get to Blerd news, y'all. It's time for Blerd news. Let's go ahead and get into that. First up, we have Netflix. Let's head over to the Netflix studios. Thank you so much. All right. First up, we have Blood of Zeus. Netflix confirms that Blood of Zeus season 2 will premiere on May 9th. Trailer has already been released. Now, listen, y'all. I'm not a big like there's certain anime that I have. It has to be real specific, and it has to be like really, really good storytelling. It has to be really, really good, animation. And I have to say, when I first saw Blood of Zeus, this was a dang on good show. I was very pleasantly surprised by Blood of Zeus on there. Like, it's not for kids. I'm gonna let you know right now. It's not for kids. No. So don't let your kids watch it. Like, if you have a sensitive stomach, don't. There's adult things in there. Okay. So
it's a very Greek story. It is a very, very Greek story, and they are not holding back in any way, shape, or form. So if you like Gladiator, if you like what's that series, Spartacus? Right?
Oh my God, that was a great show.
This is Xena and that type of stuff. This is where this show is. So, and then how it left off after the first season, I thought, like, where could they go next? This has to just be like a one-off.
Yeah, I didn't know how they were gonna, like, I thought it was just gonna be, that was it. And it was sad because I was like,
no, do you know, rumor has it that they have 5 seasons in the work for this?
Oh, I'm not, that would be dope. Yeah, that would be dope. This was a phenomenal show. So, all right, cool. Like, if they got 5 seasons, I'm here for it. I'm here for the 5 seasons.
I agree. But who else can they kill? Anyway, I don't want to spoil it, but just like, whoa.
What else are they gonna do? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's gonna be really dope. If you guys have not watched it, we're not endorsed by Netflix, although you feel free to sponsor us if you want to. But head over to Netflix and watch the Blood of Zeus. It is a great, great show, and I think you guys would enjoy it. It's one of the few animes that I watched that I really was like, oh, y'all did that. Y'all really did that. So yeah, that's gonna be it for that. Are we done with Netflix? Yes, we're done with Netflix. Let's head over to Marvel Studios. First up, we have a first look at Sam Wilson's fresh fresh Captain America suit, a clear departure from the classic and definitely an upgrade. So throughout the development of Captain America Brave New World, the updates we received were mostly concerning reports suggesting extensive reshoots were required due to subpar action sequences and lackluster chemistry between the lead and the love interest. However, during the 2024 CinemaCon, footage from the film was unveiled, depicting Sam Wilson as Captain America working to rebuild the Avengers and facing off against Harrison Ford's Thunderbolt Ross. That's dope. This revelation has sparked excitement for the movie. In the clip, Sam Wilson meets President Thunderbolt Ross at the White House, who suggests reassembling the Avengers with Sam as their new Captain America. However, there are suggestions that Ross might have hidden intentions. A meeting is interrupted by a mysterious villain who takes charge, resulting in intense action scenes where Sam defends himself against Secret Service agents. Sam and Jaquan Torres join forces in these sequences, leading to a climactic showdown between Sam and Ross. Sam recognizes he's not Steve Rogers before putting on the new silver and blue Captain America suit. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, like you said in the story, we've really been focused on the reshoots and how the film has been really struggling to stay alive.
Yeah.
But right now, it sounds this actually is the first piece of good news that we've heard out of Marvel Studio Productions since X-Men 97 was released. Let's just face it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we'll see, because when there's too much negative press about a movie before it comes out, people just don't go and see it.
For sure.
That was shown when Amber Heard said negative things about Aquaman 2. It really did impact the box office numbers because she still has a following. So
it did, and well, I don't think it was just a following. I think it was also the fact that people just don't like Amber Heard either, and people didn't want to go see Amber Heard. But the fact that like they were letting people know that hey, she's not in most of the shoot, or not most of the movie, I think that helped. But it did do really well on streaming too. So I mean, there was a lot that they contended with. So
true.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it goes. I haven't been really excited about a Marvel movie probably since it's been a minute. Probably since Black Panther 2.
And to be honest, with the series with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it was okay. Right? They could have resolved everything in like 2 or 3 really good episodes. And it's like, okay. And that should have just been a movie.
That's all I'm saying. It should have just been a movie. You know, it did not need to be a series. But whatever.
Unfortunately, we're not off. Yeah, we'll figure this out.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's head over to Paramount Plus or Paramount Studios and see what's going on with Lower Decks. So Lower Decks is to conclude with their 5th and final season. The popular series Star Trek Lower Decks will conclude later this fall with its 5th and final season. Series creator Mike McMahan. Okay.
McMahan. Yes.
Sure. McMahan and executive producer Alex Kurtzman confirmed the news in a touching tribute to the series and its fans. Quote, "To the fans, we wanted to let you know that this fall will be the 5th and final season of Star Trek Lower Decks. While 5 seasons of any series these days seems like a miracle, it's no exaggeration to say that every second we've spent making this show has been a dream come true. Our incredible cast, crew, and artists have given you everything they have because they love the characters they play. They love the world we've built, and more than anything, we all love Star Trek. We're excited for the world to see our hilarious 5th season, which we're working on right now, and the good news is that all previous episodes will remain on Paramount Plus, so there is still so much to look forward to as we celebrate the Cerritos crew with a big send-off. Finally, thank you for always being so creative and joyful, for filling conventions halls and chanting Lower Decks. Lower Decks. We remain hopeful that even beyond season 5, Marina Baumler, Tendi, and Rutherford, and the whole Cerritos crew will live on with new adventures. I love that. That's really, really dope. I enjoyed Lower Decks. I think it's not my go-to. I'm more of a Prodigy fan, but it's cute to watch like every now and then when I'm like, yeah, I kind of watch it in between different things. So it's funny. I think it's a funny show.
I agree.
Yeah.
I watched this show in between seasons of all the other shows. Let's say
Yeah.
every single other show
Yeah.
of Star Trek. So this has really been fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I've really actually enjoyed it because it is an extension of Next Gen, and I didn't realize that it really would be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna say, see, I'm used to all of these shows getting at least 7 seasons. That's the way it was in the past.
At a minimum.
And so, right, with Discovery only getting 5 seasons, this show only getting 5 seasons, both black captains,
Yeah.
it rubs me the wrong way.
It's something to side eye about. Like I'm a little concerned about what's going on over there on Paramount. I don't know what's going on. But we'll see. We'll see what's gonna come out. I mean, Star Trek Discovery kind of led the way for them to even have what they have now. And so the fact that they're letting it go really kind of ticks me off. But
and never have we had 2 black female captains on air at the same time. One animated, one live action.
Yeah. Yep.
We've never had that before. That was really amazing.
No. So we'll see how it goes. And we'll see what they have going on. Now we are leaving Paramount to go back over to Marvel Studios.
Marvel made news this week.
Marvel made news. So Marvel lays off employees amid studio direction shift. In 2023, Disney faced challenges as it didn't have any billion-dollar movies at the box office for the first time in recent years. Most of its major projects, especially those in the MCU, failed to meet expectations. The Marvels notably underperformed, becoming the first MCU film to not reach 100 million domestically. In response, Bob Iger, announced changes to the studio strategy, opting for fewer releases and prioritizing guaranteed successes. This led to the cancellation of some rumored projects, including planned Captain Marvel and Ant-Man installments. These changes are likely to impact their workforce, but fortunately, for now, only a small number of employees are affected and are affected. Marvel recently laid off 15 employees across Marvel Entertainment in New York and Marvel Studios in Burbank, mainly junior staff in production and development. This is due to Marvel reassessing and reducing their upcoming slate, coinciding with Marvel Studios having only one feature release this year, Deadpool and Wolverine. Additional layoffs could be on the way, but are unknown at this time. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, only releasing 15 employees, and you're saying that they're junior staff? No, we got to trim the fat a little bit more here.
Yeah.
I really, unfortunately, believe that there will be more, because if they are going to only release 1 or 2 properties a year, then you don't need all these production companies, right?
For sure.
All of these assistants, producers, and so forth, on deck. You just don't need them.
Yep. Well,
what are your thoughts? What do you think?
My thoughts are, it's concerning, but it's also smart for them to navigate this way. You trim what you need to trim in order for you to reassess and reallocate funds, because unless they get some, and this is kind of like a shining hope for X-Men 97, or X-Men 97 is a shining hope for Marvel Studios, because if they can keep trending up with shows like X-Men 97, or even doing movies like X-Men 97 with that type of vibe and nostalgia, then we can actually maybe see people getting hired again. But if not, they're going to trend down again, and it's going to be a situation like if Wolverine and Deadpool don't do well, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a major problem. And if they don't, they're putting a lot of pressure on that show, and they should, because if they don't do what they need to do for that movie, it's going to be a major problem. And we have 2 A-list actors on there, right? And so it's what more can you do? It can't be the actors. It can't be the writers. I mean, is it the writers? Is it the storyline? Like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? And they're already contending with what they've been contending, which is the post-pandemic movie theater issue that we're going through, right? And so if they don't do what they need to do with it, I see more layoffs coming on. So
yeah, absolutely. And you're right. So they've got to go back to white and male, and we'll see if that makes them the coin that they need, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, they got stuff for what do you call it? They got stuff for when Black Panther came out, so I don't see what the problem is.
Well, like Iger said, they're gonna go with surefire hits.
Okay. Even though Black Panther was a surefire hit because they did it.
That was a gamble. That was a gamble.
The first one was a gamble, but then Black Panther 2 came out and they still rocked the nation.
Yeah, but they didn't make a huge profit on it. Yeah, it was a very modest profit.
It was better than half of the other shows that they were doing, or half of the other movies they put out.
I'm just saying, that's how they look at it. That's what they're saying. That's what Iger's saying.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Well, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, y'all. We got to pay some bills.
You know they love to swing back. Sorry.
We'll be right back, y'all. Before we get in trouble, we'll see you on the other side.
Elevate your entertainment with Watch Vim. Discover the ultimate online streaming destination. Get an auto-renewing monthly subscription for unlimited content on all devices. Join us in supporting a Black-owned streaming platform that brings top-tier entertainment. Let the streaming excitement begin at Watch Vim, your seamless experience for endless entertainment. Stream online or download the Watch Vim app now.
Because self-care should be luxurious. Luxe Noir. Are you ready for enlightening conversations that transcend boundaries? Get ready for Conversations with Clergy, brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network. In partnership with the world's largest publicly funded international collaboration, the HVTN is dedicated to evaluating vaccines to prevent HIV and COVID-19. But their impact doesn't stop there. The HVTN is at the forefront of advancing vaccinology, social and behavioral sciences, statistics, immunology, and even contributing to the research on tuberculosis and COVID-19 vaccines. By supporting Conversations with Clergy, the HVTN not only brings you thought-provoking discussions, but also contributes to the global effort to combat infectious diseases. Tune in, stay informed, and be a part of the change. Conversations with Clergy, supported by the HVTN, empowering conversations, empowering lives. Join us in this journey of knowledge, understanding, and progress. Conversations with Clergy, proudly brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network, because together we can make a difference.
Know that you can now catch the electrifying sounds of Bulletin Flight Radio anywhere you go? Yes, you heard it right. Tune in to the high-flying beats and soaring melodies by downloading the TuneIn app on your mobile device. Just search for Bulletin Flight Radio and hit play. It's that easy. And if you have a smart device like Alexa or Google, just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn." Experience the rush of adrenaline wherever you are. Listen to Bullet in Flight Radio on TuneIn using your Alexa or Google devices. Soaring through the skies has never sounded this good. Don't miss out on the ultimate musical journey. Tune in now to Bullet in Flight Radio on TuneIn and let the music take you on an unforgettable ride. Get ready to elevate your listening experience. Brought to you by Bullet in Flight Radio.
We're back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing if you haven't done so already, or if you're watching on the replay, or if you're listening on Bullet in Flight Radio, head over to the YouTube for Pyro Media, or on Twitch, wherever we are live. You can go ahead and hit that like button for us as well. Appreciate you. Subscribe. It helps. Yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed all of our sponsors. Shout out to Vim Media, shout out to Bullet in Flight Radio, and shout out to Dr. Dante over there on Conversations with Clergy, which will be following this show right after the Unusual Mavericks. So make sure you guys check it out at 5:15 Pacific Standard Time. All right, y'all, let's get into some of y'all's favorite time of the day. It's time for some Maverick time. Praise Jesus. Yes, yes. So you guys know that we did a Black influencer series, which we were really excited about. We talked about a whole bunch of different influencers and pivotal people that brought in a lot of impact to the Black nerd world and just the overall world. For example, Dwayne McDuffie, one of our favorites. We talked about him. But then we started a Black superhero series. We talked about Calvin Ellis. We talked about Aurora Monroe, one of my favorites out there. We talked about Jon Stewart. And last week we talked about Virgil Hawkins, aka Static Shock. But today, as we navigate through all of the Black characters that sometimes go underrated, we're going to be talking about someone else that is I feel has been an underrated character throughout Marvel and DC and nerd world. Today, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens and everybody in between, we're going to be asking the question of who is Karen Beecher-Duncan? Dominic, take it away.
Yes, we are. So let me introduce you to Karen Beecher-Duncan. Karen is the very definition of a self-made hero. She designed and built her own super suit, a technological marvel. It's imbued with flight power, the ability of flight. She has insect-like wings and can shoot powerful stinger blasts from her hands. Under the superhero name Bumblebee, she joined the Teen Titans alongside of her partner, who became her husband, Malcolm Duncan. Obviously, that is why her name is hyphenated. So let me give you a few highlights about Karen. Karen Beecher-Duncan first appeared in Teen Titans issue number 45 back in hold on to your wigs, everybody, 1976.
Whew.
That is when she debuted, and we have not heard a whole lot about her. Let me stop reaching. Okay, so she debuted in 1976 and again was featured in Teen Titans issue 48 in June 1977, just to let you know how popular she was and how she took off, because they would not have invited her back if folks didn't like her. So Bumblebee is, let me tell you, Bumblebee is DC's first African-American super heroine. Now, Vixen won't appear until 1981 in Action Comics, issue number 521. Because a lot of people think Vixen was the first character to kind of appear, but she was the first character to have her own comic book under her name. Mm-hmm. So they both made history, but Bumblebee was the first Black woman on the DC side which is amazing. And she appeared again in 1976. So her powers are enhanced strength, the power flight, sonic blast, and size alteration. Karen's science, she is a scientist, let me tell you. And this really makes me excited because they always think that Black girls don't like science. And in real life, that has been proven to be wrong. And here we have this wonderful woman who is, I mean, her skills are on another level. She is just as amazing as Mr. Terrific and Lex Luthor and some of the other folks in this universe. So anyway, she has a scientific know-how like no one else. She works in her daytime at Star Labs. So we're talking about Barry Allen, we're talking about the Atom, we're talking about all of these brilliant minds that she works with. So she works as an engineer and she retired briefly to save the world. She is brilliant. She is unflinchingly loyal. She is ready to adapt to whatever job that is thrown at her. Karen has over the years become a versatile member of both the Teen Titans and Doom Patrol. Can you believe that? I would have loved to seen her on Doom Patrol, but we didn't get a chance to see her. What's wrong with you, folks? This woman is absolutely amazing. Well, she would have outshone everyone, so that's probably why.
That's probably why.
So, on the animated front, Karen has appeared in both Teen Titans and Young Justice. So, if you're saying she looks familiar, that is probably why, because she is a very popular character on those shows. She has proven herself to be admirable. She is a crucial part of both teams. She possesses both combat and intellectual skills. She is an amazing person. And
She's
again,
that girl.
she also married her fellow superhero, Mal Duncan, or Malcolm Duncan. So that pretty much wraps up her history in a nutshell and what and where you've seen her. I just want to add, James Gunn, this is somebody that you should also add to your live action roster. Do something different. Give us Bumblebee.
Yeah.
It would be absolutely amazing to see a genius of her caliber on the DC side. We saw it in Wakanda, so we need to see it over here too.
Great. Okay. And just to let you guys know, I did drop a link in if you guys want to learn more about Bumblebee, aka Karen, Beecher-Duncan. And you guys, I also dropped in if you want to get any memorabilia of hers or any type of action figures or anything like that. There's a link in there as well. Thank you, Dominic, for that information. Cool. Well, I like this. I like Karen Beecher. I've been a fan of Bumblebee because I just thought she's always been witty. Anytime that I've seen her, so she's always been a funny, like a hilarious character to kind of come in and break the uncomfortable vibes and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing if they even bring more of her in there, or if we see more of her, because we've seen a couple of different iterations of her. So so we'll I hope that they will give her a chance to kind of shine. So. Yeah,
I hope so. We're gonna make sure we tag James Gunn and DC Studios in this, and try to get other blerds right onto this train to say, "Hey guys, we need to see her. She is underrated and absolutely amazing."
So that's gonna do it for the Maverick time. We have like probably 10 minutes before the show ends.
We have never had this. Let's talk about X-Men 97. Okay, let's talk a little bit. We got time.
Yeah, we got some time. So let's go ahead and talk about episode 6 of X-Men 97. Here's a spoiler alert. Here's your time to get out of Dodge because we're going to talk about it. We're not going to go into full depth, but this is spoiler alert. So here you go. I just like the way that sounds. It sounds so intense.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Anywho, so X-Men 97. We're talking about this episode was Life Death Part 2.
Part 2. Yes.
And so I had to put up the banner. There we go. X-Men 97 spoiler alert. Episode 6. Now we're gonna go into a deep dive, like I said, on our podcast. So y'all make sure you stay tuned for that. But what are your thoughts?
Well, according to IMDb, this is the highest rated and watched, reviewed episode of the season. That's
God.
first and foremost.
Even more than episode 5?
Correct. So that's really great, and that shows the power of Storm.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that Storm was attacked by a demon named Adversary. And everything that demon said to her was her greatest fear. He tried to trap her and imprison her and bury her in the earth. And all she said simply was no.
Yep.
So when she said that, everything started to change for her. And I mean, I have never seen her so victorious and so powerful and so free. There was a freedom when she faced her demon, that demon Adversary. And the way she blew the demon away was absolutely amazing. I was here for it. Also, Professor X and seeing what was going on with Alondria and their whole thing was a little confusing to me because they said a whole year had passed by. But I don't think that we saw that within the storytelling.
So this is how they are spinning that, because I did there's a black nerds on TikTok that I follow, and I had questioned them and I was like, did you guys like see that? And is there like, so basically time is different in space, right? And so we understand that because like it takes us a couple of months to get to the moon or whatever. It takes us like half a year to get to Mars.
Each planet rotates at a different speed, so yeah,
exactly. So you know, whatever.
Right?
Whatever.
Okay, it was a week, girl, but we're gonna just keep it moving.
Just keep for Disney. All right. But my whole
that was interesting. I love seeing Ronan the Destroyer. That's all I was gonna say. That was a special treat for me that I absolutely loved. So I'm done with the episode. You go ahead.
No, for sure. So yeah, I love seeing Ronan. I thought Ronan, you know, that was really, really cool because that we saw, you know, for those who don't know, Ronan the Destroyer was a huge he was a kind of like a boss for Guardians of the Galaxy. So he was their antagonist. And that was cool. I loved it. I loved how they brought in the Kree and all that stuff, whatever. Although I love Professor Xavier, I think that he is great. Beautiful gowns. What I was just like, okay, that was cute. I also like the Defenders or the Imperial Guard or whatever. I think their powers are really dope. It's different to see them. Yeah. I was so enthralled with Aurora's storyline, and because I told them, I said, y'all have 2 episodes. We're not going to count the Jubilee episode because that episode was corny. So we're not going to count the Jubilee episode, and we're not going to count episode 5 because episode 5.
Last week was absolutely amazing.
That was insane.
That was amazing.
When she came back, spoiler alert, when she came back and got her powers, my God, on today, I said, yes, queen! Yes! You gotta give it to her. Let them know who the baddest in the town is. You black African gorgeous queen.
And the costume change.
Oh,
that made me say, okay, I forgive everything.
Everything.
You can take her powers away again.
You have it. Okay.
And the way she shot up, the tornado, the way she went into the outer atmosphere when she was victorious and realized who she was.
When her hair came back and she got that crown like she was Sailor Moon, I said, yes, queen, give it to her.
And I loved how when she came back, she's like, you know, it was necessary for me to face this demon.
Yes.
That was so amazing how she saw all of that as possible, as positive. She saw all of that as light.
I want to tell something. Hold on one second. Bullet in flight, cover your ears. I want to tell you guys something. All you girls out there Now I'm not gonna cuss, but all you girls out there that are sitting there that were doubting the power of this African goddess, you have lost your mind. She is an Omega level, okay, and it is
Absolutely.
arguably she is beyond Omega level. And today,
she may be.
Last night's episode proved it.
Sure did.
You can't hold her down. You tried. No. You thought her claustrophobia was gonna hold her down? No, she broke out of that too. You know how many tornadoes, super tornadoes, girl? You could never. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry, I just had to.
I agree.
Y'all
that was my absolute favorite episode. Absolute favorite. I agree with everyone who's making comments online and rating this as their favorite episode of the season. This episode, this episode will take you to church.
Oh yes.
It was absolutely amazing, because I was like, the demon's name is the adversary.
The adversary. Oh yeah,
okay.
that was all types of biblical scripture and all that stuff, all up wrapped in one.
And then the way it was feeding off of all of her insecurities and fears, and just making her weaker and weaker and doubt who she was, and all. It was wow. It was the best episode.
You know what I have always saw and noticed with especially with the black characters in Marvel. If you go back to Black Panther, the first one, when T'Challa was fighting what's Winston Duke's character?
The gorilla guy.
What Winston Duke's character? When T'Challa was they were
should you know? But anyway, somebody's got some problems later on.
Not too much. M'Baku, thank you. Okay, so M'Baku. When T'Challa and M'Baku were battling for their positions, or who was going to be the king, T'Challa's mother, Queen Mother, said to him, "Remember who you are."
She did.
That happened there. And then if you remember in Black Panther 2, it was when right before when Queen Mother passed, he said, "Never forget who you are," something like that. To that point, she was giving it, and then we see this last night's episode with when she was battling the adversary. She needed to remember who she was. It's always been in us. You can have people sit there and try to tell you something that you're not, or something that you other than who you are, but God called you. Okay, she knew who she was.
That's right.
There's only one person that needs to tell you who you are and who you were called to be, and that's God.
That's right.
Everybody else is noise.
Right.
The adversary is
everything
noise.
Else is. And it was so funny. It's like that she fell for it. She believed the lie, and she said, I should have never believed the lie, or something. She said to that, and I was like,
girl.
But as the adversary kept lying to her, she said, "Wait a minute now," and it just all of a sudden clicked that it was all a lie. And she said, "I should have never believed the lie." I love the way she spoke. It was amazing.
Storm is that girl. Y'all, and I don't care what y'all say. Storm is that girl. Okay, she is the baddest chick on the block.
She is. She's my favorite.
And y'all could never.
That's right.
Anywho, that's gonna do it. Y'all make sure y'all tune in for the Unusual Mavericks podcast. It has been a great show. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. Dominic, it's been fun. It's been real. Let's go ahead and close out the show. We love you guys. Don't forget to go ahead and make sure you guys are tuning in to all shows on Pyro Media Network, as well as tuning into Bullet and Flight Radio, the #1 progressive Christian and inspirational radio station in the world. Shout out to the pilots over there. Thank you guys so much for supporting, and we'll see you on the next one. Until then, stay blessed, stay stress-free, and stay unusual. Bye, y'all.
Thank you for watching Pyro Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.